The Cardano Foundation has just onboarded two Swiss-based startups dealing with real estate in order to verify and to store all of their real estate-based transactions directly on the Cardano blockchain. We've also got the upcoming Cardano Summit where I want to discuss some ongoing discounts, but then also want to talk about DREPs, governance, and voting, given the fact that we've just been ushered into a brand new era with the introduction of the Chang hard fork. Without any further ado, let's jump on in. What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here, Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're diving into the latest Cardano-based updates. The first one dealing with the Cardano Foundation officially partnering up with two other companies in order to tokenize assets and actually store those records on chain using Cardano. Second, we've got updates and discounts ready for the Cardano Summit. So I want to highlight discounts coming in from the Cardano Foundation, and then some discounts also coming in from NMKR. Following that, I want to briefly discuss DREPs. We now have over 110 live right now on the Cardano mainnet. So I want to discuss what an actual DREP is, the different types of voting mechanisms that you as an ADA holder can actually use. And then for anybody who wants to actually sign up as a DREP, I'll briefly review that process as well. Last but definitely not least, we've officially crossed over into the Voltaire era following the Chang hard fork upgrade number 1. And so I want to highlight some of the quirks that have officially been ironed out, but there's also a brand new Cardano node version, which simplifies the sync time if you have to make a restart following the recent upgrade to Chang hard fork 9.0 or 9.1.0. That said, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to help you find your footing here within the ever-growing and ever-changing Cardano network. If you appreciate content like this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up on the way in. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Very lastly, I am a single stake pool operator, so if you'd like to extend your support and would just like to support by delegating, consider choosing or selecting the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Let's jump right on into today's update. First things first, we've got an announcement coming in from the Cardano Foundation stating we've partnered with Uric AI and Tokenance, leveraging the Cardano blockchain to revolutionize real estate transactions. So the first second that I read this, I thought that this was referring to the Cardano Foundation partnering up with two other companies to actually tokenize and sell real estate on Cardano. That is not the actual case here. So digging in a little bit deeper, it states that with retwin.com, we'll check out their website here in just a moment, which is a real estate agency, buyers and sellers can now tokenize property details securely and seamlessly via digital twins. I'll also break down what those are. No more wallets, no hassle, just a smooth and secure experience delivered straight to your inbox. So of course, I jumped over to the official Retwin website where it states here, digital twin development for real estate where the future is blockchain. So it states here, what are retwins? It states that retwins are an innovative platform that leverages the power of the Cardano blockchain to create digital twins of real estate objects. So their basic job is to take a transaction or transaction details that happen in the real world or on site for a real estate property, and then to basically digitize that as a twin using the Cardano network. And because of course the blockchain is immutable, nobody can actually tamper or deny that record once it's actually on chain as that digital twin. So jumping over to a fully dedicated article that's listed here on LinkedIn, it states that the token or digital twin is recorded on a public registry and encrypted, and thus it captures in a safe and immutable fashion all the details of the real estate transaction. In addition, the process uses world-known and best-in-class blockchain Cardano, with which the two Swiss startups have started a collaboration with, which uses crypto and a wallet-free approach that allows anybody to complete their operation from the Uric AI platform in just a couple of seconds in a seamless way, receiving the digital twin directly in their email inbox. Blockchain works behind the scenes, or Cardano works behind the scenes, with the technology being invisible to the front-end user, as it should be for any world-class or first-class experience. So we already have quite a few different tokenization platforms here within Cardano. The most recent one to actually go live is Finest Investments. I've actually just sat down with Patrick Tobler, one of 3 founders of Finance, to break down what their offer is. And they've actually just announced support for gold. So I'll feature them here in my next update. But I just want to talk about the fact that tokenization is a thing. We have also seen the team at Emergo partnering up with NMaker, who mints the most amount of NFTs within the Cardano ecosystem, to focus more on targeting RWAs. In addition, we've got real estate platforms, for example, like GoKey. One of them just recently left Cardano. I think it was called ChainCrib. And then I think there's also Whimsy Estates, which does a lot of tokenization or fractionalization for RWAs, focusing on the real estate industry. So again, it's really good to see that this is not necessarily fighting for the market share against other Cardano projects, but they are onboarding other Web2 or TradFi companies. In this particular case, those 2 Swiss startups, to leverage the Cardano blockchain. So super exciting, super bullish news that we definitely want to hear from entities like the Cardano Foundation. Next, I want to briefly discuss the Cardano Summit. So in continuation here of efforts supported by the Cardano Foundation, we have the community events, which have officially been announced. The speakers have also been announced. And of course, the location's been well known since early March this year. So for anybody who isn't aware, the Cardano Foundation is putting on the Cardano Summit, by far the biggest event here for the Cardano community, taking place, I want to say it is October 23rd and 24th in Dubai. And that said, we have some official discount codes. So for anybody who's going to be traveling, I will definitely be out there. I would love to get to shake your hands and hopefully collab. And if you're a builder, the opportunity to get an interview with you. But if you are flying, and I actually flew with Emirates last year, I plan to fly with them again. It was an awesome experience. You can use the promo code EVE6CDS when booking to save on your actual trip. Now, I haven't actually used this code myself just yet. So I do plan on definitely doing that. I'm not sure exactly how big of a discount this is, but any discount is better than no discount. Now, we also have NMaker, who's also partnered up to sponsor the actual event, but then also to provide discount codes themselves, where it states that if you'll be joining them in Dubai for the 2024 summit, you can use the code CDS24NMKR10 for a 10% discount code off of your actual ticket. So the Cardano Foundation providing that discount for the Emirates flight. Once you actually get there, keep in mind that you have to have an actual Cardano Summit ticket. And this particular discount here does give you a 10% coupon or 10% rebate based off of that particular purchase. So just want to take a moment to quickly highlight those for anybody who hasn't already made those purchases. You definitely want to make sure to go ahead and do so now. Ticket prices and tickets themselves generally tend to run out the week leading into the actual Cardano Summit. All right, moving over, we've got a nice bid here surrounding a DREPs. Shout out to Stake with Pride for putting this nice little screen grab together for us. This basically details the process of registering as a DREP, which right now can be done using the Eternal wallet. They've also actually upgraded their wallet recently, so make sure that you've got the latest version. But it's actually a relatively simple process. So there's about 4 or 5 separate steps here. So the first thing you want to do is jump into the voting tab within the Eternal wallet. Next, you want to select blockchain governance as opposed to Catalyst project funding, because you can also vote and register for voting for Catalyst as well. But this is more general speaking for on-chain or blockchain governance. So once you select that particular option, you have the ability to basically identify what account you're going to be voting with and what DREP you want to be delegated to. So in this particular current vote delegation dropdown, you can see your current status right now, or at least in the screenshot, whoever's doing this was undelegated. You then have the ability to delegate your own account. So this basically is you nominating yourself. Alternatively, if you have an existing DREP ID, you can grab that and you can actually plug that into this particular page here in order to delegate to another DREP or somebody else who's registered as a DREP already. Now, once you select your own account and you delegate, you'll have to sign a transaction, and then following that, you'll be given your DREP ID, which you can share with anybody else in order to basically get them on board, or in order for them to delegate their stake when it comes to governance or votes taking place through governance on the Cardano mainnet. Now, as it currently stands, this is a pretty big topic. We've got over 110 DREPs already registered. Again, it's completely free. Do keep in mind that you do have to have, I think it's a 500 ADA deposit balance within your account. So you want to make sure that you have at least that 500 ADA within your wallet. But once you've got that, you're good to go. And I want to take an opportunity here to also quickly touch on the fact that for me personally, I want to be a DREP. So I've received a lot of questions, especially in my governance videos, about whether or not I plan on being a DREP. I definitely do plan on being a DREP. My thing is I just don't want to rush it. So we still have Chang hard fork upgrade number 2, because right now nobody can actually propose anything, right? So even if I were to sign up as a DREP and people start to delegate their vote to me, there's nothing right now to actually start voting on. That's because, again, Chang hard fork upgrade number 1 just bootstraps the ecosystem with all the tooling, but the second upgrade will actually turn it all on. So we're still waiting for that. My thing is I currently am trying to go into content creation full time, and then being a DREP right now, it's not remunerated. So anybody who's registering and signing up to be a DREP, their goal is basically to review all of the ongoing Cardano governance actions and to basically vote. Now, because they have voters who delegated to them, they want to make sure that as a DREP that they're voting in the best interest of their delegators. Otherwise, those delegators could move freely, just like you can with traditional staking to a Cardano stake pool, for instance. So that aside, it is basically going to be a full-time job to make sure that you're aware of what's going on and, sort of really having your pulse on all the actions coming through. And so I don't want to take this lightly, and I don't want to just create, my DREP ID just for the sake of creating a DREP ID without being fully intentional and fully invested in the actual process. So I do want to kind of play things by ear. Maybe I'll just create the DREP ID initially just to see, what happens. But I don't want to jump the gun and put myself in a position where I can't necessarily keep up with all the governance votes, so that you can understand if you are aiming to support me as a DREP within the community. Now, I do still run the Dapp Central Stake Pool. So if you want to support, you can go ahead and delegate your ADA to the stake pool. And as an SPO, I do have the ability to vote on certain upgrades or on certain proposal types. So that will still occur, but that's just me doing that on my own as a stake pool operator. But doing it as a DREP, I think, requires a little bit more thinking, and then just being a little bit more aware of everything going on in the ecosystem. And I don't want to jump the gun just yet. So I do want to give you guys an update surrounding that, because it is a question that I have received here over the past couple of days. And as I get ready to close out this bit here, I do want to quickly highlight another question that I've received pretty frequently here as well. So that question is, how do we actually review everything that we can actually vote on? How do I actually vote? Everything that you need to know, guys, is available at docs.gov.tools. So this breaks down all the different types of governance actions. Now, keep in mind the actual GovTool website isn't live on the main net just yet. It is live on the Sancho net, which is a test net. So if you want to play around with the user interface, how to sign up and how to view actions, you can go ahead and do that through the Sancho net version of GovTools, but it's not available yet on the main net. Now, ideally, this helps you to break down or understand what types of governance actions are available, how to view them, how to view the short list of DREPs, how to go about delegating your voting power, etc. And this is actually probably a good segment or a good segue for me to actually break down the fact that you don't have to delegate to a DREP. If you want to, you can, but it's not necessary. There's also the abstain DREP, which by default abstains from any of the governance actions. So if you're somebody who's super hands-off or laissez-faire, for a lack of a better term here, you can sign up and you can actually delegate directly to the abstain DREP, which basically votes to abstain for any of the proposed governance actions. I believe there's also another automatic DREP for voting no. So if you're basically just constantly in a motion where you don't want to pass or allow for anything to go through, you can also go ahead and delegate to that particular DREP. Now, if you just want to just vote yourself, you don't have to do anything. You will have the ability to register. You won't have to plug in anybody else's DREP ID, but you can actually hold ADA and just vote just like you regularly would. And I believe this is just called a direct vote. So as opposed to leveraging your vote through a DREP, you can do it yourself, or you can just choose to abstain, depending on how involved you actually want to be with the governance process. That said, that'll close out this bit here. But again, I'll leave the link to docs.gov.tools down below for anybody else who wants to stay updated when it comes to that. If you're enjoying today's update, I would really appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And of course, if you have any questions, leave those down below. And if you want to extend your support, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central Stake Pool. Last but definitely not least, I mentioned yesterday that we had a pretty minor upgrade or a pretty minor hotfix coming down the pipes when it came to restarts and them taking a little bit longer than usual due to a minor bug that was found after Chang. This was not a mission critical bug, so I don't want to FUD anything here. Everything with Chang worked as expected, but we do have the official Intersect MBO breaking down the Cardano node version 9.1.1, which has officially been released. The one that took us into Chang was 9.1.0. So do keep that in mind. They are different. So it states here, if you restart your node, and this is basically about the impact with Cardano node version 9.0.0 or 9.1.0, following the Chang hard fork, you must replay the chain from the Genesis block each time it restarts, which can take around 90 minutes. So it's not really a deal breaker, but it is a headache because you have to wait for your Cardano node to spin back up, catch back up, and hopefully not miss any block times that you were scheduled for. It also reads, the hotfix node version 9.1.1 will prevent nodes from replaying the Genesis block and instead replay as normal. And if an upgrade is made from an earlier version prior to node version 9.0.0, then at least one replay from Genesis will be required, but then the node should come back and behave normally. In addition, it states here that this particular action is recommended and the details are available at the official Intersect repo where you can get all the latest Cardano node versions. We've got a nice summary here also coming in here from Quantumplation or Pi Lanningham, the founder of Sunday Swap and the head of Sunday Labs, where he basically breaks down a couple of different issues that he's noticed following or post Chang. I won't break them all down here because they are super technical, but Pi's a super technical guy. But I just want to quickly highlight the fact that there have been a couple of identified quirks following the Chang upgrade. And if your project or if just you, right, through a wallet or through a particular DApp or DEX are encountering issues, definitely make sure to go ahead and raise them out. It's hopefully something that the team has already seen or the general community has already seen and resolved, and that they can help you to work through and resolve those together. Now, in closing here, we have an update that has just gone out. It impacted the Nami wallet. So we saw Nami wallet version 3.8.0 go out. But following that, I actually encountered this issue myself where I was trying to basically use a bridge, connected my Nami wallet to it, and I was prompted to sign a transaction. But every single time it kept telling me that my collateral was invalid. And so this is a pretty well-known or common error that a lot of people have experienced. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because Nami is the most downloaded and most integrated wallet here within the Cardano ecosystem. So I do want to highlight that here because I assume that a lot of other people may have actually run into this particular issue. So it states here that the team from Nami is aware in that they are currently investigating and they've actually just rolled out a fix. So they're waiting for that to be verified by some of the Play stores. Now, once they have that approved, the official update should be going out to the general community, and it just should be a matter of upgrading your wallet in order to take advantage or in order to resolve that particular issue. That will do it here for today's update. Again, quickly breaking down the partnership with the two Swiss startups in the Cardano Foundation for tokenizing and capturing real estate information on Cardano, the Cardano Summit, and two of those discounts from NMaker and the CF, the DREP environment, the conversation around Chang, and then most recently, the upgrade for Cardano node version 9.1.1 and some of the potential quirks and bugs that we've seen being squashed as we've now entered into Voltaire. That will do it here for today's video. I hope you guys found this to be helpful. If you did, again, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing for more content updates like these. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure to leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.